welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Grace. Make sure you definitely subscribe down below. For today's video, I am going to be answering some questions about long distance. So if you're new to my channel, my boyfriend and I are in a long distance relationship. We met on a cruise almost 2 years ago, and yeah, I have a video about how we met, and then we have like a boyfriend tag, and I have a couple videos with him, so you guys can go check those out after you watch this video if you just want to hear some more about our relationship. But I asked you guys on Instagram to ask me some questions, and so I screenshotted a ton of questions, and I'm gonna be answering them about my long distance relationship. You guys have asked me to do this video for literally like probably since I introduced Cameron on my channel and like said we were a long distance couple. You guys have been asking for this forever, so I finally asked you guys to ask me questions, and I just screenshotted literally a ton. I also asked you guys on YouTube in case, like, I know there's people who don't have Instagram, and so I pulled a couple from the YouTube comment thing also, but majority are from Instagram. That's what we're gonna be doing in today's video. Like I said, Cameron and I have been like, we've officially only dated since February, because for over a year we just like, we talked, or we were like a thing, you know, whatever, because we didn't want to make it official if it wasn't gonna, we didn't think it would work. So, especially because we're long distance. So yeah, I'm gonna be answering some questions for you guys. If you guys want to see a part 2 with Cameron, get this video to 150 likes. That's not that many considering there's like 5,000 of you guys. So get this video to 150 likes, and I will do a part 2 with Cameron answering more questions, because I don't think I'm gonna get through all the questions because you guys actually did ask like a lot. So yeah, let's just get on right into the video. If you guys see me looking at my phone, it's just because I'm looking at the questions. The first thing I'm going to start out with is kind of like on a more positive note. It's just somebody asked, what's the best thing about being in a long distance relationship? So I would think the best, or not I would think, so I would say the best thing about being in a long distance relationship is how like good of communication skills you build with each other. Because I feel like now and today, like with every other like guy I talked to before when I was in high school, I feel like it was like a lot on Snapchat or like whatever, and then in person it's like, oh hi. But when you're long distance, it's like, first off, Cameron and I started out like on a cruise. We didn't even have technology, so we like started out like face-to-face meeting each other and getting to know each other that way, and then our communication skills just like branched off of that. And so like through everything we have to be able to communicate good, or else it would never work, because then we both just be getting like frustrated at each other if we're not like talking through things because we're so far apart. So also, I should probably mention, I live in California and Cameron's my boyfriend, Cameron lives in Indiana. So yeah, I would say the communication skills you build are definitely like the perk of long distance. So now to kind of go like off of that, somebody asked what's the negative thing about being long distance. So obviously you can't see them whenever you want. You can only see them when you go and visit each other. So that's definitely probably the top negative, is just like not being able to hang out with the person whenever you want, or just like drive over to their house and go and see them. You have to fly and take a whole day to travel to visit them. So that's definitely the negative, or the top negative thing. Okay, I need to like fix my hair because I feel like I look weird. The next person asked, how often do you guys see each other, or how often do y'all see each other? So I would say Cameron and I see each other anywhere between 1 and 3 month range. 3 months, I think the longest we've gone is like maybe 4 months. I want to say, I think it's about 4 months is the longest we've gone without seeing each other, which is a freaking long time. How many days is that? That's like 100 and something days. It's a long time. It's literally like a third of the year. But I would say our average is about 1.5 to 2 months that we see each other. So it's November, what is it? November 18th right now. And the last time I saw him was in the beginning of September, like that first weekend in September. So it's been, oh, and I'm going to visit him next weekend, or next week for Thanksgiving. And so yeah, it'll be about 2 months, 1.5 months, 2 months, around there. So yeah, I would say a month to 2 months is about the normal for us, but honestly, it just depends on your relationship. Another person asked, how are you guys able to see each other so often? Which I think this is such a good question, because I feel like my mom even said this. She was like, you need to mention this when you're filming the video. Like, I feel like because our families both are able to allow us to like see each other, because we both like each other's families, and like there's no conflicts, and they're both financially like able to, that's definitely the big reason that we're able to see each other that often, because I know everyone's situations is so different. And if we didn't have, because we met my junior and his sophomore year of high school, so it's like we met in high school and we started like flying to see each other throughout high school, and like if our parents weren't able to support that, that wouldn't have happened, and we probably still wouldn't be talking, but maybe we would, but like probably not is what I would say. So yeah, definitely your families like play a big role, especially because we're so young. So we're both 18. I'm trying to like group, because a lot of the questions are kind of similar, so like I'm trying to like group some of them together. I like screenshotted them, like trying to group them, but I'm not sure this will go coordinated, so I might be jumping around a little bit. Somebody asked, how often do y'all talk? So Cameron and I talk literally like every single day, all throughout the day. He's a senior in high school right now, and I'm a freshman in college, but I am at a junior college, so he's definitely way more busy than me, and we also have a time difference. So Cameron he's 3 hours ahead, so like he wakes up and then I wake up, it's like 10 or 11 his time, so he's already had like half of his school day gone. And then when when he's going to bed, it's like 7 o'clock my time, so I still have like the whole evening. But it's kind of like, that's also kind of a pro, because then I get to go to sleep early, because you're not like staying up texting someone, you know. But yeah, so we talk all throughout the day, and then like if his football season's over, but if like he was at like football or something, then we're not talking obviously while he's like working out or at football. And so yeah, that would be that. And like if I'm in class and it's a strict teacher, I'm not texting him either. So yeah, but we talk every single day. And then that kind of leads into my next question. Somebody asked, how often should long distance people FaceTime? Do you set a schedule for FaceTiming? So we don't have a schedule of like when we FaceTime. I know some people do that, which honestly is probably like a good idea, but I feel like Cameron and I are both just like so busy, and our schedules aren't really ever like the same, that, well, mine kind of is, but I don't know. There's always time though. And like we do FaceTime, but we're not like, we don't FaceTime every single night, first off. Sometimes we don't even FaceTime every single week. So yeah, but I know some people will like set schedules. They'll be like, oh, let's FaceTime on Wednesday night and Saturday night, and then those are FaceTime calls like for the week. And then I know there's some people that like FaceTime every single night, but Cameron and I normally FaceTime like once a week, maybe. It depends, honestly. We don't FaceTime as often as a lot of people though, I feel like. So yeah, that's kind of an answer to that question. It really depends on, I feel like, the couple and like the situation, the schedules, to if you should make like a FaceTiming schedule or if you like don't. But I FaceTimed Cameron last night and we probably talked for like almost an hour, and then he went to bed. So what are some daily things you do that help maintain your long distance relationship? P.S. I love you. Thanks, I love you too. I don't know if they want me to say their name on this, so I don't want to say it, but thank you. And so like I said, we talk like all throughout the day, and we Snapchat, we send each other like tweets and Instagram things and TikToks, and what else even is there? I don't know, but we just like are communicating all day basically. And yeah, so I definitely think that is a main thing, because I don't think I could like be in a relationship with someone that didn't talk to me. I would just get like annoyed, because I feel like they wouldn't want to talk to me. So we definitely just like talk all throughout the day. The next question, I kind of got a couple questions that were like this: how to handle the overthinking, like what if they fall out of love or cheat, how to not overthink, because it's easy when you're not with the person. Oh, my battery's flashing. Okay, I gotta switch out my battery. Okay, I just had to put a new battery in because my battery was flashing. But back to the question on overthinking. So I think this really depends on the person's personality. And like, I don't know. Yeah, it really just depends on yourself and your personality. I have had, or I not had a lot, but I have like guy friends, and so I've heard about the relationships with the crazy girlfriends, and I do not want to be like the crazy girlfriends. So I am just like very aware, I feel like, and I'm able to brush stuff off super easily when I know it's not a big deal, or I know I'm just being like petty about it. So I think it really just depends on the individual person and how you want to like handle the situation, because you can either choose to make something a big deal, or you can choose to just like get over it because you're just being a annoying girl. And I mean, that also goes for the situation. Like, obviously, if it's something like, if your boyfriend cheated on you, then you call him out and you break up with him. But if it's just something like petty, you just have to get over it, you know? But then I feel like there's also like, people will overthink a lot of times in long distance relationships, because I have had friends that are in them. I feel like a lot of people will overthink because you're not always with the person, and you're not talking to them all throughout the day, you're not hanging out with them all throughout the day, so it can make you be like, oh my god, they're not texting me, why aren't they texting me, like, you know? But you just have to like trust the person you're with, and if you know the person well and you trust them, you shouldn't be overthinking too much. So everyone's gonna have situations they're overthinking in, but you just have to pick and choose what you need to make like a big deal and what's not a big deal at all. So I hope that answers that question. I feel like that wasn't a very good explanation, but yeah. And for the like, what if they fall in out of love or cheat? Break up with them. They're not worth it. Okay, somebody asked, how do you trust someone that much? Again, I feel like it depends on your personalities and how they were before you, and just like their personalities in general. I know I'm a very outgoing person, and Cameron is a very shy, kind of reserved guy. So, and we talk literally all throughout the day, and like, I literally know so much about him. So it's like, I have nothing, and I have had no reason not to trust him. I've never heard a reason not to trust him, so it's like, I trust him, you know? Like, I fully trust him, and like I said, because we're always talking, we're always communicating about things, and if something's like bothering one of us, we always talk about it. So it's like, I have no reason not to trust them. Now, if you're coming from a situation where you're dating a guy who cheated on his last girlfriend, maybe you would have some like guard up, because that doesn't sound very good, sis. So that's all I gotta say. You just have to know your boyfriend or the guy or the girl, whatever the situation is. As long as you know them, you're gonna, you don't have a reason not to trust them until you have a reason, if that makes sense. So I hope I'm explaining things fine in this video. I feel like I'm being confusing, but I'm trying. Okay, somebody else asked, how do you get over the fact that, did I just answer that? It was kind of the same. Somebody asked, how do you get over the fact that he might cheat on you? It's basically the same thing. Like, I just know him so well, and I know he's not like that. I know his like morals, and yeah, I just trust him. So if you don't trust the person you're dating or with, that's probably a red flag, and that's probably a sign that something's up and maybe you need to talk to them, or it's not a good situation. How do you keep up with your busy schedules? So like I said, Cameron was more busy in like the beginning of the school year, and he's always super busy in like the fall because of football and sports, you know, he plays football, and so obviously he was busy a lot of the times. But at the same time, it's like I have things I can also be doing. So like when he's not texting me, that's like my time to get things done. And so I know when it was warmer out, a lot of the time when he would be at football practice, I'd be at the gym or the pool and doing my own thing. Or like now that school has started, if he was at like football practice, I'm at home getting my homework done, or just like watching YouTube, you know, just doing my own thing. So definitely that. But we just like find time throughout the day to talk to each other, like I said. So yeah, this is one of the YouTube comments actually. Somebody asked, is it harder to be in a long distance relationship or in one where you can see each other every day? Okay. how do I answer this? I've only dated one guy before Cameron, and we literally like barely dated. I dated him for literally like 3 weeks. We were together for a total of like maybe 2 months, but like still, you know, it was like barely any. Since I don't have like much to base it off, obviously like I never had a really like serious relationship before Cameron, and I like didn't talk to somebody like past like 2 or 3 months. Like I was always done with people and like, okay, I'm annoyed with you, I'm over it. So so I can't like base it off of having a relationship where you live with each other, or not with each other but like near each other. But obviously I would definitely say long distance is going to be way harder because like I said, you're not with that person, you can't go see them whenever you want. You have to build up those communication skills, because if you don't, you're going to have so many trust issues. And I feel like that's also where a lot of people's like trust issues come into play, is because they're not building up their communication skills with the person they're with. So that's why you need good communication, friends. So definitely long distance is going to be way harder, but yeah, because obviously I want to live where Cameron lives. Like, that'd be great. Okay, so I kind of got a couple like this. Somebody asked, is it hard that you can't be intimate? Do you find when you're together you're physically touchy, or does the distance temper physical contact when in person? Blah blah blah. This was kind of like a really long question. They were basically asking, so like, since we're long distance, does that make it like weird when we come back together, you know? So I don't think it does really. It's always kind of a little bit weird when you first see the person, because it's like, oh my god, I haven't been like with you for so long, but it's also like exciting at the same time. It's like, oh my god, but it's also just like, oh my god. So yeah, I would not say it put it like, what is the word they use? I wouldn't say it tempers anything. Is that even the right word? I wouldn't say it like causes not, like we're still like gonna hug each other and cuddle each other and all that stuff. So I don't think it does. And then they also asked, who's more ticklish between you and Cameron? It's 100% Cameron. He is literally so ticklish. Like you can like touch him and he'll scream, he'll squeak, he'll be like, ah! And it's literally just like poking him. But he's definitely way more ticklish. How do you get over other people and girls that they hang out with? So like I said, I've actually met like a lot of Cameron's friends just like being down there. Like I've met, he also lives in like a super small town, so I've met a lot, so many people from down there, literally so many people. And like I feel like a lot of them know who I am too, just because like we post each other on our Instagrams and like that kind of thing. So I've met like all his like really like close friends, but I feel like he also hangs out with his family a lot of the time. So it's like there's not really anything for me to be like mad about, because I know all his friends and you know, I like them. So yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna answer one more question because I feel like this is getting super long. But somebody asked, how often should you try and see your boyfriend or girlfriend to make sure things continue well? So this question, I was kind of like, it's kind of a good question, but it's also kind of like, I feel like, I don't know, it can go both ways, because like I said, I answered, I would definitely say like 1 to 2 months is a good time frame. Obviously it's ideal to see them like every day and every week, but when you're long distance, that's not how it works. So I would say 1 to 2 months. 3 or 4 months is honestly gonna push it, and it's gonna start probably making you upset more, or just like annoyed, or yeah. So I would definitely say 1 to 2 months is a good amount of time, but you shouldn't be relying on those visits to make sure things are going well. If something is bugging you or something you're kind of like worried about, you don't want to wait until you're going to visit them to resolve it, because then you're going to have a terrible however long you have to wait and just be miserable waiting like that 3 weeks that you have left because you're annoyed with something or something like that. Definitely you just need to talk about it. You need to FaceTime. You need to talk it over. And yeah, because if you don't, it's going to be miserable. But like I said, you shouldn't be waiting to go visit them to clear things up, especially if it's like something really bad. Like, you don't want to wait to go visit them and then like maybe end up breaking up with them, and because that's like a waste of your trip. Like honestly, just break up with them over FaceTime, because it's long distance. It's way different than being in an actual relationship. So it's not like, yeah, it's not like you can break up in person and it be like normal. If you break up over FaceTime and you're long distance, it's probably normal. So yeah, I think my main point for that though is don't wait to visit them to just make sure things are going well. So yeah, I hope that answered a bunch of your guys' questions. There were so many more, but I cannot do any more. This video is getting too long and I already changed my battery once. So if you guys like this video, make sure you hit that thumbs up button, and if you're new, definitely subscribe down below. If you guys want to see a part 2 and I include Cameron in it and like have him answer questions with me, get this to 150 likes like I said, and I will film that when I go down there in a couple weeks. So yeah, that is going to be it. You can follow me on all my social medias. They're right down here and they're always linked in the description box, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.